Hello and welcome to episode 92, part 2 of my Wurm Unlimited tutorial series. This episode is a continuation of dyes, dyeing, and well, this one will be mainly about painting different items. So I thought, well, because it's going to be me painting lots of items, I thought I'd dedicate this episode to the wonderful Bob Ross. Not only is he the best painter I've ever watched, but a million times more importantly, he is just a beautiful human being, sharing his knowledge of painting. No doubt you've all heard of him. Anyway, beautiful human being. So I thought I'd dedicate this episode to Bob. Right, okay, so notice I've been working away at my natural substances, and it's so funny because normally you're always hearing me saying about how fast things are in Wurm Unlimited. Well, with dyes and your natural substances, it is very, very slow to increase the skill up. I mean, I've been going at it all day nearly, doing different things. So you can, just to warn you, your natural substances is a decidedly slow skill to get up. But anyway, if you like dyeing, then it's definitely worth it. So over here you can see the barrel that we dyed green in the last episode. But what I noticed is the more dye I applied to it of the same colour, the darker it got of that colour, which makes a lot of sense. Now with dyes, the lower the quality of the dye, okay, now this is a good quality level and you can see the colour very clearly, but if I just show you with the, in fact let's keep that open and put it over there. Now if I show you with the blue dye, which is the next one along, you will see, like I was complaining in the last episode that I was going colourblind because I couldn't really tell it was that blue, but that was just because of the quality level. It looks very washed out blue. But when you start to put, for example, if I put the blue next to the black, because yes, I eventually made the black. Cool, I can tell you that was some work. But when I compared the black, you'll see that all of a sudden this looks blue. The black, by the way, is very washed out colour of black. Even if the quality level was 99, Rainstorm told me that the black colour is very washed out black. You know, it's not very jet black. It's not jet black. Anyway, comparing the black to the blue, you can now see that this is blue, whereas before it confused me because I don't know, I guess I just didn't see the blue that well, but comparing it now you can see it does look blue. Anyway, let's continue on. So we've done the green barrel, let's now do the blue barrel. And what I'm going to do is let's put some in my pottery jar. And so remember, to dye things you just activate the dye, right click on the item and then paint. So we're going to paint this hopefully blue. Now, so there's the first coat. Let's now try putting another coat on. So right click, paint again. See if you can notice. Doesn't so much tell as with the green. The green seems to be much more obvious, apparent. But with the blue, I mean, whilst we can see it's blue, it doesn't seem a very deep blue, but that might just be because of the quality level. So there we are, that's the green and the blue. Let's first put that dye back because we don't want to waste any of our dye. Okay, the next one along is our white. So let's grab some white, let's activate that, and let's dye this barrel. Just to mention, if you dye any item and then you don't like what you've done, you can use a metal brush to remove the paint. so just so you know that. Okay, so yeah, you can't really tell white that well. It looks just slightly. Let's do it once more. White, of course, is good for your lamp if you want to make it slightly brighter. There we go, so there's the white one done. Let's close this. Okay, next one should be red. Yeah, there we go, so let's do the red one. And it's a very low quality level, so I'm not sure how red this is going to be. Yeah, well, it's sort of reddish, isn't it? Looks more orange, but hey. Yeah, there we go. So there's red. This, of course, makes it much easier for me when I need to choose the colours when I want to go showing you with the other items. And last but not least, let's do the black. Now, I haven't got much black dye, so I'm not sure how many items we're going to be able to paint. Yeah, you see a slight shading darker, but that's about it. I won't waste the second coat. So there we are. There's the 5 base colours: green, blue, white, red and black. Now, of course, you can mix the dyes together to get all of the colours, the spectrum of the rainbow. That fun I shall leave for you to do. Rainstorm made the colour gold earlier today, and I can't remember what 2 dyes she used to mix together. If you want to know how to make gold, then just leave a comment aimed at Rainstorm, and I'm sure she'll be happy to tell you what 2 dyes to mix together to get gold, though a lot of you probably know. Right, okay, let's now dye some statues while we're in the dyeing frame of mind. So this time what I'll do is I'll just carry the whole barrel. So the biggest one I want to do as the green, as I have plenty of green dye. So let's dye the horse green. Okay, so we activate it and paint. There you go, we got a distinctly green horse. Right, okay. Whilst we're doing that, no, I'll do them next. I'll do the lamps next. Right, so let's put that back down. Let's now get the blue. And let's paint this little boy blue. There we go, blue boy. Right, let's put that back. Let's do the next one white. So we'll do the dog white. Barely noticeable, but it obviously you see it get a little whiter, lighter. Not sure if I'd call it white, but it definitely got lighter. Okay, let's, oops, what am I doing? I'm mixing up my barrels. Let's take that one back. Drop it down there. Okay, next red. So let's do the little girl red. There we go, well at least you can see that. Let's put that one back. And last but not least, I don't expect we will see much difference, but anyway, we will do the nymph black. yeah, just has made it slightly darker. But there you go. Doesn't use much dye, you'll notice, as I've been dyeing these items. For the barrels, I think it's about 30 or something. It's very low. It's 0.6 actually, I think, for the barrels. For these statues, you can see it's used about 30. 0.30. So not much to dye them, but there we are. There is dyeing of the statues. But my favourite one to dye, of course, is the lamps. Now, I was hoping for it to get a bit darker. I wish I could speed the time up. But I can always show you in the next episode when it gets to night time perhaps. Or hopefully maybe you'll be able to see okay even in this light. So what we're going to do is we're going to dye 4 different lamps. We won't use the black because black will just dull the light source. It'd be like having a lower quality lamp, so I won't bother with that. But I will use the other 4 colours. And remember that you can mix your dyes together to make all the colours of the rainbow. So you can have all different colours for your lamps or your barrels or your statues. There is loads of different things you can dye. Poor Morph left his cart here, so it was unfortunate for his wagon, because let's show you how, sorry, his cart, because let's show you how much dye you use for painting a cart. So notice I've got 44.23. Let's paint it. Sorry Morph, I hope you forgive me. Okay, notice it's taking a lot longer, and I should imagine it's going to use a load more dye. So you can go around on your public servers with all your different coloured carts. I didn't see wagon as an option, but I'd dread to think of how much dye it would use if it did, if you were able to. I'll just stick with the carts. Because as we're going to see, I believe the cart uses enough. I'm using green because I've got a ton of copper, and green dye is the easiest one to make, so really I can make as much of the green dye as I want, as hopefully you will be able to too if you found a copper node. There you go. So it was on 44, so it's used 27. That's a lot of paint. Yes, that is a lot of the dye, but we've got a green cart. Like I say, if Morph doesn't want his Morph's wheels green, I can always get a metal brush and scrape it off. I mean, think about that in the real world. That would take a long time, but fortunately in Wurm, not long at all to put the colour back to its default. Okay, so there we are. Next, let's do a lamp. So we're going to do this lamp up here. Now what we'll do is let's light the lamp. Okay, now let's dye the lamp. So activate your dye, right click the lamp and paint. Now you won't see it so well now, but the light is now green. That's emitting from that lamp. It helps having a green cart there because it makes the light look even stronger. Anyway, so that's green. Let's now do the next. Okay, let's do blue. So we'll do the blue over here. This time, let's dye it and then turn it on. You see it uses very little to dye the lamps. Very little. See, and you can see that that is definitely a good shade of blue, as that is a good shade of green. Right, let's do the next. which is white. Now white will make your light, your lamp, seem a little brighter. But I'll let you be the judge of that. So what I'm going to do with this one is let's turn it on first. I mean, all of these excuse me, sorry, all of these lamps, by the way, are quality level 50, so they are all 5 of them are, or all 4 of them are the same quality level, if you're wondering. So the brightness of the lamps will all be the same. Okay, so let's use our white dye. And did you see it made it slightly brighter, whiter. Well, there we go, that's white. So it will make your lamps a little bright, seem a little brighter. But of course the reason I like to dye the lamps is because of how pretty it looks on against the water. I mean, in Wurm Online, some people have done some really nice deeds, and when you're going along in your boat and you see how some of them have dyed their lamps all along the shoreline, it just looks so beautiful as you go by. Right, okay, so now we're going to do red. And let's light that. And you can see that the light again looks nice and red. Remember though, my quality level is very low, so the higher quality level, the less washed out the colour is. Okay, now the last thing, well, in fact we'll dye 2 more things. This storage bin, we will try and do the ship transporter, and yes, you've guessed it, the dinghy. They're all getting dyed. What can I say? And I'm going to do them all green. Why not? Match the grass. Be camouflage for them. Okay, so let's grab the green barrel. Just so I can show you how much dye it uses. So I better do the dinghy first. Okay, so let's paint that. Okay, let's look how much a rowboat uses. So it uses 6 to paint, and there we are, I've got a green dinghy. And last but not least, let's look at ship transporter. Well, I should have enough, I hope. I don't even know if a ship transporter can be dyed, so let's try. Yes, it can. Let's see how much it uses. Alright, okay, so I haven't got enough dye, and I'll have to make a load. Anyway, let's have a look at a bulk storage bin then. That's strange. You would have thought a rowboat would take a lot more than a little storage bin. Apparently not. The rowboat took 6 kilograms of dye, and I dread to think what the bulk storage bin will take, but I will test that at a later stage. The one time I want it to get dark, and it's not getting dark. But you can see, can't you? You can see distinctly the shade of red over there. Well, if it was night time, it would look even prettier. Here's your blue. So there we are anyway. There's all dyeing our lamps. Now, if it were night time, I could better demonstrate how it reflects on the water, and it does look Well, you can see that definitely with the blue here, you can see the blue haze around, but especially with the red, you can see how it just makes a place come alive with beauty. Seeing all of that over there red. Now if I did a whole row of red ones, it really does look stunning, especially then if you did a row of green and a row of blue further along. It looks really nice. Anyway, I shall let you have enough fun with all that you can dye. And remember, I've only been using the 5 base colours. I would strongly recommend for you to have some fun mixing your dyes and creating all sorts of wonderful colours with them, and then go about your deed, transforming everything, and maybe even make a video of it and leave a link so me and everyone else in our Wurm family can take a look at it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode on dyeing. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.